All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Judge Law, and we're going to begin with our misdemeanor first appearance calendar. If you're a defendant accused of one or more misdemeanor charges, please remember that you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say during this virtual proceeding, which is not only being recorded but live streamed. So any comments you make during open court session, your comments can and will be used against you in the treatment of your case. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to represent you. This is your first appearance calendar where you've been recently booked at the Fulton County Jail. Your cases have now been formally accused by the prosecutor, who's the Solicitor General. Hence, when I call your case, I will let you know what is your new case number, what are the charges brought against you, to appoint counsel where necessary, set a bond, which can either be a release signature bond or a surety bond, where you would have to pay for the bond through out of your own pocket or through a bonding company. For some of you, we may give you a new court date. And let me see, Mr. Jordan or Mr. Jordan's hosting. Yes, sir. What's the next court date?
It'll be Tuesday, June the 24th.
Okay, thank you. For those of you who receive a bond and are unable to either make bond or you have other matters holding you at the jail, then your next court date is going to be June 24th. It's going to be at 9 a.m. and it's also going to be a virtual proceeding. So those who plan to attend, please make sure you get a Zoom link. Okay, who do we have in courtroom two?
Number 15.
15, thank you.
And Your Honor, just to let you know, there is a translator here, an interpreter here for position 3. However, the state is going to ask that position 3 be held till the end of the calendar due to the nature of the charges.
We've already decided to do them at the end.
Okay, great. Thank you, courtroom 2.
Ms. Fariba, we won't be addressing that case until maybe about 45 minutes into the calendar. So please hold. Okay, thank you. All right, position 15, I have Jesse Vanis accused of criminal trespass from June 6, 2025 at case number 25 CR 3221B. Mr. Vanis, you've been advised of your right to remain silent, and your attorney is going to be Mr. Rogalski. All right, and Mr. Howard, I think there were 30 plus cycles. Anything to add?
You got open PI charge, trespass, fair evasion. 2023 FTA, 2023 PI conviction. He's homeless.
Oh, thank you. And Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor, I'll be handling the entirety of the calendar today.
All right.
On June 6, 2025 at 5 Points MARTA at 30 Alabama Street, the defendant was observed by officers harassing patrons on the eastbound platform. The defendant currently has a permanent ban from MARTA that was issued on March 20th of 2025. As you've already heard, this defendant has 39 cycles. He is a multi-state offender, 15 cycles from Illinois, 24 from Georgia. His most recent case was, he has actually an open case and then a null prost criminal trespass under 25 CR 000-536F. And then his open case is 25 CR 002034B. That was a case in which he received a $3,500 surety bond on April 18th of 2025 from Your Honor, with a stay away from all MARTA property. That was later reduced to $3,500 signature bond through pretrial services level 1, with the bond being issued on June 5th of 2025 at the 11 a.m. calendar by Judge Williams. That was the PI fair evasion and criminal trespass case. Just to give Your Honor some perspective, the defendant was released on June 6th, 2025 at 5:50 a.m. He was arrested June 6th at 9 a.m. So within 3 hours of his release, he was back at MARTA harassing patrons and was arrested. We are asking for a $500 surety bond, stay away from all MARTA, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and reset to the 11 a.m. calendar on the 26th of June.
Mr. Rogalski?
Yes, Your Honor. Come before you is Mr. Venice. He is 42 years of age. Just for a little bit of background context on Mr. Venice, He is residentially challenged. He's been in the Atlanta area for the past 14 to 17 years, as he had relayed to me. And he does have some family here. He made it to the 8th grade in school. And Your Honor, I do just want to kind of state, after speaking with Mr. Venice, what I would like to relate to the court is it is clear that there is some MH concern here. So upon release, what of course we would be asking, given the nature of the charge, and we do understand the great number of cycles, as well as the proximity to the last time he was here. We do most certainly acknowledge that. But I think a lot of that is most certainly explained to the MH concerns here. So if Your Honor would be inclined to release him, perhaps wrap services might be a good avenue through that, hopefully. But if not, I most certainly have flagged him as somebody who might be able to get services through our office as well. So.
Thank you. Courtroom 2, please unmute. Mr. Banis, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say right now can and will be used against you. You are in a kind of a dire predicament. I would not recommend you say anything, and you leave that time to speak to your attorney privately. Do you understand? Okay, that I'll acknowledge that as understanding what I said. On this new case, Mr. Vanis, your bond is going to be set at $2,500. It's going to be a surety bond. The case is going to be reset to the competency calendar, and that is going to be, what's the next C calendar at 11 a.m.? Is it,
26, yeah.
can we do
Do
it
you want it next week or
We could address it on the 12th.
on the
12,
12th?
6, 12?
All right. So this case is going to be reset to June 12th at 11 a.m. And we're going to place this case as well as 25 CR 002034B on the competency calendar. And that bond is going to be amended to a $1,000 surety bond to stay away from all model property, including the restricted areas. And he needs to, and if he returns to any model property, which includes the tracks, the restricted areas, the parking lots, the sidewalks, the stations, the buses, and the trains, he may end up just being in jail. Well, all I can tell you, Mr. Banis, is welcome back. We'll see you next week. Thank you.
Your Honor, so you changed it to $1,000 instead of 2,500?
No, it's 2,500 for his new case. I'm going to issue an order changing another case bond order to $1,000. So yeah, for now it's just 2,500.
Okay, thank you. We're gonna,
I surrender this bond at the court.
Okay, thank you.
position number 4.
So just to clarify, is the bond being surrendered or is the bond being modified to a $1,000 surety bond?
It's surrendered.
It's surrendered then modified.
Okay,
I'll make a note of that when I put in the order that it's surrendered and it's being amended to a $1,000 surety bond.
thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm sorry, courtroom 2, is that position 4?
It is.
Okay, Tamika Dinkins is accused of 2 counts of simple battery family violence and 1 count of battery family violence stemming from a June 6, 2025 incident. Case number is 25 CR 003214F. Ms. Dinkins, you've been advised of your right to remain silent. Your attorney is going to be Ms. Pinto. And understand she's got 3 cycles with a 2022 DUI. Ms. Falk, what's the recommendation?
Your Honor, this happened June 6, 2025 at 9:23 p.m. at In-City Suites at 845 North Central Avenue in Hateville. Officers spoke with the defendant, who stated that Mr. Darius Barham, her husband, was throwing her belongings in the hallway while she was trying to load them into her vehicle. Mr. Dinkins stated, the defendant stated that they were arguing and the defendant had actually accused him of cheating. And during the argument, the defendant struck Mr. Barham with slaps and a closed fist. Mr. Barham had superficial injuries to his right ear and chest. His ear was bleeding. The defendant initially denied striking him, claimed she only pushed him, but then could not explain to the officers how he sustained those injuries. He was taken into custody, she was taken into custody, as you've heard. There are 3 cycles, a 2006 conviction for DC, disorderly conduct, a 2022 arrest for DUI with no disposition. And in this case, we are agreeable to a signature bond through pretrial services, no further contact with Darius Barium, stay away from in-city suites located at 845 North Central Avenue in Hapeville, one-time escort for belongings if she has not removed them from that location. We are also requesting FVIP and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. At this time, we would like to sound for Mr. Darius Barium.
Mr. Barium, if you're on Zoom, this is your time to unmute and start your video. All right, Ms. Pinto?
Thank you, Judge.
Any objection to the stay away or the no contact?
I was expecting Mr. Barium to be on. I did speak with him. He expressed that they're married, they share a child. He would be okay with contact. But so we would ask for contact, but I did explain to Ms. Dinkins that the judge or the court may order that they not have contact, and she understands that. She has no previous violent arrests, Judge. She did express to me that the DUI in Clayton County has actually been closed. She's 46 years old. She's lived in Atlanta her entire life. She has 3 children. Her whole family is here, and she has a good job working as a teacher aide. She's been doing that for a year. So she has very strong ties to the community. We would ask for a signature bond. And somebody video just turned on. If we could just sound for Mr. Barium again. I'm not sure if that's him.
Person who showed up on a Motorola, please unmute and get out of bed. Get out of bed.
I am not Mr. Barium.
All right.
Okay.
But you still can't be in bed. So go to another.
I'm sitting on the floor. I'm sorry. I'm sitting on the floor. I'm not in bed.
All right. Thank you. Mute your screen and switch your video off. All right. On the simple battery, it's going to be 1,000 on each of them. And the battery is going to be 2,000. That's going to be a 4,000 signature bond through pretrial services level 1. No further violent contact with Darius Barium, but she has to stay away from in-city suites at 845 North Central Avenue in Hapeville, Georgia. She's allowed to return to the location one time only with a police officer to retrieve her belongings. Then after that, either she and her child, or she and her child and Mr. Barium, or she and the child would need to relocate to another address, and she'll need to update the court with her new address within 30 days.
Judge, I'm sorry, I forgot to say she does have a different address and it is on file, so she's good to go there.
I don't know about that, but it will be very helpful if she comes down to the clerk's office and puts that in writing, okay? Also, within 30 days of being released, she will enroll in a domestic violence intervention program, and she will attend and complete all 26 classes at her expense. And she will show proof of completion to a pretrial officer after they're all done. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons. Thank you. And she'll need to report to pretrial once a month.
Position 12, Ms. Pullins.
This is State versus Dorothy Pullins, accused of simple battery, family violence, and simple battery. Incident date appears to be June 6th of this year. Accusation 25 CR 3210E. Ms. Pullins, you've been advised of your rights, and your attorney is going to be Mr. Rogalski. She has 18 cycles, and I don't think there were any FTAs that were highlighted. Anything else, Mr. Howard?
No.
I'm not sure where I got 18 cycles from.
She's a multi-state offender, Your Honor.
She has 18 arrests. I'm sorry, Shirley. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
She
By
has
that
15
day-
in Florida and 2.
No. Okay. All right. Ms. Falk, what's your recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor. This happened June 6, 2025 at 449 Decker Avenue Southwest in Atlanta. Gione Ross, who's 17 years of age, stated she was assaulted by her mother, the defendant. The defendant was upset because Miss Ross had received money from someone and she would not share it with the defendant. Later, the defendant got into her face while holding an umbrella, which she pointed at Miss Ross after Miss Ross told her 6-year-old brother to get out of her face. Miss Ross grabbed the umbrella and defendant punched her in the face and then struck her with the umbrella. Miss Ross did have a small laceration to her left elbow. I will state that we did amend count 2 when we notified the clerk of the same to simple battery family violence as well. The defendant is a multi-state offender with 15 cycles in Florida. The only one that I could see that was even remotely violent was a 2009 conviction for retail theft and simple battery, and a 2016 arrest for aggravated child abuse, but that was later dismissed. She does have a 2013 case here in Georgia, 2 cycles, this and a NOLO theft by shoplifting. We are agreeable to a SOB through pretrial services, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, a parenting class, no further violent contact with Gione Ross, and that is it for the state. We would at this time like to sound for Gione Ross if she is here and would like to speak.
Ms. Gione Ross, if you're on Zoom, this is the time to unmute and start your video. All right, Mr. Rogalski, I'm going to go with the state's recommendation. It's going to be $1,000 in each count. It's a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial services, level 1. This is going to be no violent contact with Gione Ross. She may return to the 449 Deckner Avenue in Atlanta, Georgia, but she cannot have any physical or verbal altercations with any family members or any other occupants in the property. She will report to pretrial once a week, no illegal drugs, alcohol, and no weapons and firearms. She will also complete 2 anger awareness classes, and within 60 days of being released, she will enroll and complete in a qualified parenting class. Next court date will be sent to the Deckner Avenue location. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Position number 2, Mr. Cook.
Devontae Cook is accused of 2 counts of terroristic threats and acts and harassing communications from October 22nd, 2024. His case number is 25 CR 003215C.
He got 8 total. He has a bench warrant. He has an open terroristic threats in state court. Entering auto in superior court. Possession of tools. 2021 FTA.
Right, that's his current GCIC. He's been advised of his right to remain silent, and his attorney is Ms. Pinto. Ms. Falk?
On October 25th, 2024 at 1:20 p.m. at 1314 Donald Lee Hallwell Parkway, Miss Jessica Frazier told police that she met up with the defendant to exchange custody of their minor child. The defendant then called her and she missed the phone call. The defendant then proceeded to send Miss Frazier several texts threatening to punch her in the face for each one of the calls that she missed. The defendant then texted, "Ho, you know I'm fitting to shoot DF out of you, right?" Further police investigation showed that a similar incident had occurred in July 7th of 2021 when the defendant had threatened to shoot Jessica Frazier. This defendant has 6 cycles. As you've heard, he has an open case that is 24 CR 000336C. He is currently being held on an FTA on that case for a $4,000 surety bond for failing to appear at court. Originally, he was given a $4,000 SOB through the jail by Judge Mincy on January 23rd of 2024, with no further contact with Tamika Boyce and no further violent contact with Jessica Frazier. In that previous case, the defendant sent a threatening text message to Miss Tamika Boyce, who's the mother of Jessica Frazier, saying, "I will do something to your little girl," referring to Miss Jessica Frazier. The defendant also has a current open 18 SC 164060 entering auto, possession of tools, and obstruction of a law enforcement officer. He was enrolled in pretrial diversion on that case in February of 2022, and that is still open. We did have an opportunity to speak with Miss Jessica Frazier, who is here today. She did confirm the events in the report. She stated that she and the defendant share a 3-year-old son, that this is not the only case between the two of them. There were cases in Fulton and DeKalb County. She can't confirm that he was arrested on the other cases, but she does remember the officers removing him from the premises. She stated the defendant has threatened to physically harm her and her unborn child. She stated she has not filed a police report because she doesn't want the defendant to know her new address. She also stated she has videos and texts of the threats that she has sent us, and we have uploaded those into evidence.com. She is very concerned because the defendant's mother and family know where she lives, and she is afraid of the defendant or the defendant's family retaliating. She also states she needs no further contact. She believes this defendant needs anger management, and she stated he is so angry and troubled that she feels her son is unsafe around him. We are asking, given the circumstances, given the previous offense that he is currently in jail for on an FTA, he essentially has failed all of the Ayala factors, Your Honor. We're asking for a $1,500 cash bond, $500 on each count. No further contact with Jessica Frazier. Stay away from the residence of Jessica Frazier. Third-party exchange of the minor child. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and family intervention program. That's all for the state. We would like to sound for Miss Jessica Frazier.
Ms. Frazier, please unmute and start your video.
Hello.
Hello. Please raise your right hand. Okay. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Okay. Do you agree with everything that the prosecutor just told us?
Then I really don't
I'm
have
sorry.
no contact with my I'm not okay with giving my son to him at all right now because I have no contact. Like I haven't been communicating with him at all, not even letting him get his son because he's so violent towards me and I can't handle it. And it's
What are the initials for your son?
Braylon, BC.
BC. Okay. Thank you very much. Ms. Pinto, anything else to add?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Cook is 25 years old. He does have strong ties to the community. He's lived in Atlanta his entire life. His entire family is here. He did some college. His last job was working for Capital Material. He was there for about 5 years. Regarding the FTA, he did contact the clerk's office via email to update his address. He was told it would be updated. No one told him that he had to go in person. So he didn't get that notice, which is what led to the FTA.
Okay. And the Superior Court FTA, correct?
No, it is a state court. It's on the state court case, Your Honor.
Oh, I see. The 24 CR 7458?
000336C.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, got it now. Okay. So the FTA is from that one. Okay, got it. Mm-hmm.
Yes. He does deny the allegations. We are asking the court to set a surety bond of $500 on each count.
Okay, thank you. With regards to the current charges, terroristic threats, 2 counts, and harassing communications, on each count is going to be $1,000, and that's going to be a cash bond only. That's going to be a $3,000 cash bond only. Also, he is to stay 500 yards away from Jessica Frazier, and he's to have no contact with the minor child BC. If he wishes to have any kind of contact with the minor child, he must file a legitimation action in the appropriate superior court and obtain a court order with regards to supervised visitation. Upon his making bond from the jail, he will be equipped with an ankle monitor, and the ankle monitor will be for a duration of minimum 12 months, and all monitoring expenses shall be paid by Mr. Cook. He's to make sure that he maintains the distance. No illegal drugs, alcohol, and weapons. Well, I'm sorry he left, but he also need to know that his FTA in 24 CR 0003360, that case will also be rescheduled to the June 24th calendar. Thank you.
Position 6 and 7.
6 and 7. Thank you. We have Cameron Allen Gully, accused of theft of lost and mislaid property from September 4th of 2023 under case 25 CR 3212B. And Mr. Gully has another case, reckless conduct, from June 6, 2025. And that case number is 25 CR 3224B. Mr. Gully, you've been advised of your right to remain silent. Your attorney is going to be Ms. Pinto. And I understand this is his first arrest. So, Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. On September 4th, 2023, at Georgia State University Commons at 141 Piedmont Avenue Northeast, Ms. Laurenke Snag stated that an unknown individual messaged her on Instagram about her missing black wristlet-style wallet containing $200 in cash, driver's license, and debit card that she dropped in front of the Commons 2 days prior on September 4th. The defendant stated he would return her wallet, but he wanted to be compensated and sent a Cash App request for $1. She offered him $20, asked him to meet her at the racetrack, but the defendant did not show. Investigation of the profile and contact information that she received identified the defendant, and his phone number matched the Cash App request that Ms. Snag received when the officers investigated. The officers did call the defendant and speak with him on via telephone on September 11th. He admitted to being in the Commons on that day, that Ms. Snag misplaced her wallet, but claimed he lived in Ohio when the police asked him to come in. The second incident of reckless conduct happened June 6th of 2025 at North Island Avenue and Ponce de Leon Avenue. The defendant was on the MARTA bus number 1612, and he was seen on video unzipping his backpack and placing his right hand inside the backpack. A firearm then suddenly discharged. The defendant threw the firearm on the seat of the bus along with his cell phone. The defendant then told the bus driver, Mark Humphrey, that his gun went off and he was shot, but he could get himself checked out and that he cannot have a gun on him. Mr. Humphrey told the defendant that there were cameras everywhere. He'd have to pull over. The defendant was taken to Grady with a gunshot wound to his upper thigh. The entire incident was captured on CCTV footage. The bond is currently set at $2,000 surety for the reckless conduct and $600 for the theft of mislaid property. We're asking that the bond remain as set, the defendant be banned from all GSU property and MARTA property, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no further contact with Laurenke Snag and Mr. Mark Humphrey. At this time, we'd like to sound from Mark Humphrey or Laurenke Snag.
Mr. Humphrey or Ms. Snag? If you're on Zoom, I don't see any other Zoom panels. Ms. Pinto?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Gully is 19 years old. He's lived in Atlanta for about 3 years. He does have family here in Georgia, including his father, his brother, and his cousins. He graduated high school and has a certified nurse assistant certificate, I guess. He has a good job working as a supervisor at Lowe's. He's been there for 1.5 years. This is his first arrest, so he's had no failures to appear, no convictions. Pretrial recommended a signature bond at level 1, and we would ask for the same, a signature bond at supervision level 1.
Okay, thank you. On the theft of lost and mislaid property, that's going to be a 1,500 signature bond through pretrial services level 1. To stay away from all Georgia State University property, have no contact with Ms. Snag, and no illegal drugs, no alcohol, and definitely no firearms and weapons. On position 7, on the reckless conduct, that's going to be a 2,500 surety bond to stay away from all MARTA property. He would not be able to avail himself of MARTA services, including trains and buses. And he is not to consume any illegal drugs, no alcohol, and definitely no firearms. Any and all firearms that he presently has, he'll need to surrender them to the to the local police, whichever one, for destruction, and he would need to produce a receipt to pretrial services that his firearm has been surrendered and destroyed. Next court date is going to be June 24th for both cases, unless he bonds out. If he does bond out, remember to report to pretrial once a month, produce your receipt for the firearm destruction, and stay away from MARTA and GSU property. Thank you.
Number 8.
Jason, I think it's Hitt, Hitt, is accused of battery, family violence, and simple battery, family violence. Well, let me just suggest that. It's 2 counts of battery, family violence, and 2 counts of simple battery, family violence stemming from a May 31st, 2025 incident. Case number is 25 CR 32238. So there are 4 misdemeanor charges. And Mr. Hitt, you've been advised of your right to remain silent. Your attorney is Mr. Rogalski, and he's got 2 arrests on his record with a 1998 conviction. Anything to add, Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. First of all, these are actually 2 incidents, one on June 5th and one on May 31st. So I just wanted to clarify that.
You yeah, sorry.
Not a problem. The first incident on June 5th involved officers being called out to 140 Garrison Walk in Roswell. Ms. Hitt stated the defendant had grabbed her by the arms and was pulling her. Officers were able to see bruising to her left and right arms. Ms. Hitt then further told the police that May 31st of 2025, the defendant had punched her in the thigh while they were in the car, and officers were able to observe bruising on the inner part of her left thigh. The defendant claimed he had an argument and also called it a little tussle with Miss Hitt and stated he tried to pull the cover off her while she was on the bed. Later, when the officers spoke with Miss Hitt again, she did state that the defendant had pulled her out of the bed on June 5th by her ankles. She had hit her head, and the defendant bruised her arms trying to pick her up. We are agreeable to an SOB through pretrial services, no further contact with Lauren Hitt, stay away from 140 Garrison Walk in Roswell, FVIP, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. That is based on the defendant's lack of history. We would like to, at this time, sound for Lauren Hitt, and that's all for the state.
Lauren Hitt is not on Zoom. Okay, Mr. Rogalski, any kind of issues with the stay away and no contact?
To my knowledge, Your Honor, that is the only address that Mr. Hitt can return to. I will say he does have great ties to the community. He's been here for a long time. We of course would be totally fine with the signature bond in that regard, and would like to point out that to my knowledge and from what I understand from pretrial, his last arrest was 28 years ago. So that is a positive as well. But that would just be our request, though we understand it's in the discretion of the court.
Okay. It's going to be $1,000 on each count. That's a $4,000 signature bond through pretrial services, level 1. He's to have no further contact with Lauren Hitt. He's to stay away from 140 Garrison Walk in Roswell, Georgia. Within 30 days of being released, he will update the court with his new mailing address. He may return to the location one time only upon making bond. With a police officer. He must have a police officer with him. And on that one-time visit, that's when he can retrieve his personal belongings. But after that, he'll need to update the court with a new address. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, and no firearms. And within 30 days also, he will enroll in a qualified domestic violence intervention program at his expense. He will attend and complete each of the classes without missing or skipping them, and present pretrial with his certificate of completion. Mr. Hitt, please be mindful that if you violate the conditions of these bond, it can be revoked and you could end up in jail in a more difficult situation. Your next court date will be sent to your new address, so make sure you update us. Thank you.
Number 9, Mr. Jones.
Theodore Donald Jones is accused of simple battery from May 9th of this year, case 25 CR 3208E. Mr. Jones, you've been advised of your right to remain silent. Your attorney is Ms. Pinto. Mr. Jones currently has 38 arrest cycles and looks like he has an open case for aggravated assault involving a firearm, 24 SC 6328. Other matters appear to be from 2017 involving a firearm. Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. And on that case, the 24 SC 006328, he received a $30,000 surety bond from Judge Drake on November 11th of 2023. The defendant on this date, well, on May 9th, 2025 at 742 Catherine Street, which is Adair Park, Mr. Amir Simpson, who's 9 years old, was at the park with some friends, Zanaya and Zakaria Gates and LM, who are all minors. Brittany Carter's son, CC, struck LM with a stick while trying to hit Mr. Simpson. LM's older cousin then pushed CC. CC left, brought back his mother, Miss Brittany Carter. The minors stated they tried to explain what happened, but Miss Brittany Carter cursed at them and struck Zanaya Gates in the face. The defendant, who's the father of CC, then arrived and slapped Mr. Simpson in the face. There was a video of the incident that was provided of the defendant slapping Mr. Simpson on the left side of his face hard and slapping him on the back of his head. Ms. Simpson, who is the grandmother of Mr. Simpson, stated she wants to have charges pressed because the defendant is not related to Mr. Simpson and had no business putting his hands on her grandchild. Miss Carter, the reason I'm giving you some more context, Your Honor, is because Miss Carter was accused under 25 CR 002439G for 2 counts of battery and was given a split bond by Your Honor on May 22nd of 2025, $1,000 surety and $1,000 SOB through the jail.
I'm sorry, just say
Oh, okay. Given that this defendant has a lengthy history, 25 cycles in Georgia, which include 2011 conviction for aggravated assault and criminal trespass, convictions for possession of cocaine, WID, and possession of a firearm. We are asking for a $2,500 surety bond, which is what the bond is currently set at. Stay away from Adair Park, located at 742 Catherine Street. No further contact with Amir Simpson. Stay away from the residence of Amir Simpson. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons. We are going to, in addition to a surety bond, ask that he attend 2 days of anger awareness. That's all for the state. And we would like to sound for Mr. Simpson's guardian, Miss Simpson. I did not have a first name.
All right. Are there any Simpsons on the Zoom? Never
Does
thought
not
I'd
appear
have
so.
that. Okay. All right, Ms. Pinto?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Jones is 46 years old. He's lived in Atlanta his entire life. He does have 14 children, ages 29 to 6. His whole family's here in Georgia. He has his GED and works as a master dog groomer, which he's been doing for 27 years. So he has very strong ties to the community. He hasn't had any failures to appear in the last 2 years. Pretrial recommended a signature bond with supervision at level 3. We would ask for a signature bond, or if the court is not inclined, $1,000 surety bond. I would also just want to make sure that the order reflects that the cruelty to children charge was dismissed by the state, and because that is currently holding him in the jail as well.
And the state did send the NOD to the clerk, the jail, and all parties, including the public defenders.
Okay, thank you. A bond is set at 1,000, it's just a surety bond. No further contact with Adair Simpson, any of his family members. Stay away from Adair Park on Catherine Street. And Mr. Jones, your next court date is going to be June 24th. If you do make bond, make sure that you stay away from this entire family, wherever they happen to be located, at their home, at their employment, at the park, wherever. And if you violate these conditions, you could be back in jail with no bond. Please be mindful that you also have an open felony case and you don't want to jeopardize the bond in that case. Thank you.
Position number 10, Mr. Long.
Antoine Long is accused of possession of marijuana and possession of dangerous drugs from June 6th of 2025, case 25 CR 3209H. Mr. Long, you've been advised of your right to remain silent. Your attorney is Ms. Pinto. He has got 38 cycles.
On probation in Fulton for shoplifting, DeKalb shoplifting.
Okay,
Drug conviction from 2013.
that's what I thought. Ms. Falk, any objection to a signature bond through pretrial or to the jail?
State's recommendation was going to be to reduce the $7,700 surety bond to SOB through pretrial services, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, random screens, and stay away from the Texaco at 296 Northside Drive, Northwest Atlanta. That's where the officer found this defendant smoking marijuana, took him into custody, found marijuana in his pants pocket, and a bottle of promethazine in his black bag.
All right. Ms. Pinto, on the possession of dangerous drugs is going to be 500. The marijuana is 500. It's $1,000 signature bond through pretrial services, level 1. Stay away from the Texaco gas station. You are not welcome there. Please make sure you stay 200 yards away from 296 Northside Drive. And when you report to pretrial once a month, you may be subject to a screen for illegal drugs. So no marijuana. And if you have a prescription for any kind of other medication, make sure you carry that with you in case you test positive for any other drugs. Thank you.
Are you ordering screens?
Random screens, yes, sir.
ACDC can go.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Judge Law. I have position number 5, Ms. Amber Evans.
All right, thank you, Deputy Francois. We have Amber Evans at ACDC. The case is 25 CR 32188. Ms. Evans is accused of simple battery and disorderly conduct from June 5th of 2025. Ms. Evans, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say about the facts or circumstances of your case, your statements can and will be used against you. And you have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to represent you. Presently, we have Ms. Pinto who is representing you. Ms. Evans does have 22 cycles. I don't think she has any bench warrants, but Mr. Howard, you can correct me.
I haven't seen bench warrants. Last FTA was 2011. But she got 2024 obstructing, 2023 contempt, 2023 battery on a peace officer, 2022 disorderly conduct, no-load, trespass conviction,
Okay.
2017 assault with a deadly weapon, trespass, and she's homeless, according to the booking.
Ms. Falk?
So this happened June 5th, 2025. The officers responded to 1337 Virginia Avenue in Atlanta. Miss Amina Akram stated the defendant approached her, asked her for money. She told her she didn't have any money, and the defendant asked if she would purchase food for her. Miss Akram agreed, began buying food for the defendant inside the Subway restaurant, but the defendant became belligerent, and Miss Akram, stating she was just fed up, took the food and exited due to the defendant's belligerence. The defendant then began calling Miss Akram derogatory names, spit at and on her, and threatened to beat her ass while assuming a fighting stance. Miss Akram, fearing for her safety, entered the car and called the police, and the employees inside the Subway did corroborate Miss Akram's account of the events. As you've heard, this defendant has 17 cycles out of California. The ones that do cause the state some concern is the 2018 battery, 2014 battery with serious bodily injury and assault with a deadly weapon with force. Those were both convictions, as well as the 2013 battery. And then she had that 2022 NOLO in Georgia with 5 cycles in Georgia. For that reason, the state is asking for a $2,000 surety bond, no further contact with Amina Akram, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. That would be split $1,000 each count. At this time, we would like to sound for Miss Amina Akram. I do not see her on the Zoom, but I just wanted to sound for her out of an abundance of caution.
All right. Ms. Pinto?
Thank you, Judge. Miss Evans is 35 years old. She's been in Atlanta for about 10 years. She does have 2 children, ages 3 and 17. She graduated high school and attended some college. She hasn't had a failure to appear since 2011. So she has strong ties. She's likely to return to court. Pretrial recommended a signature bond at level 3. We would ask for a signature bond, given that Ms. Evans doesn't have any financial resources to pay bond. And I do think she could benefit from some services, either through pretrial or, wraparound, something like that.
All right.
And Your Honor, my apologies. I was going to ask for a social worker visit as well.
All right, thank you. It's 500 on each count. This is a $1,000 surety bond. Next court date is June 24th. She will need a social worker visit. No contact with Amina Akram. Stay away from the Subway restaurant at the incident location. And no illegal drugs, no weapons and firearms. Thank you.
Position 1,
Okay. At courtroom 2, we have Shemaine Kofi, accused of theft by shoplifting, April 28, 2025. Mr. Kofi, your case number is 25 CR 3216F. Is this Shemaine Kofi?
He rolls up, Your Honor.
Is your name Shemaine Kofi?
COFFIE, ma'am.
All right.
Shemaine.
Please remain quiet until your attorney speaks. So Mr. Kofi is accused of theft by shoplifting, case 25 CR 3216F. And from what I gather, Mr.
Yeah,
Kofi,
it's a lot.
38 cycles. This is the one I was. Does he have multiple cases in Superior?
Yes, he
Yeah,
has
multiple
multiple
everything.
He has multiple everything, multiple cases in state court, multiple cases in superior court.
And he somehow got a signature bond a couple of weeks ago, which is weird, but yeah, I'm about to surrender that too.
All right. Well, I'm not really going to go through the entire GCIC because I've already read it. But Ms. Falk, what would you like to tell us?
This happened April 28th, 2025 at the Chevron gas station at 507 Joseph E. Lowry Boulevard. Madhav Avora, the store clerk, stated the defendant walked into the store, placed 2 cans of Rita beers in his red bag and began walking out of the store. The defendant threw his EBT card down before leaving, but the Chevron doesn't take EBT cards. The value of the items were $8.90. We did have a chance to speak to Mr. Avora, the store clerk. He stated he has proof of other times the defendant has been in the Chevron stealing items. He stated that the defendant won't listen or stay away, and he is asking for the defendant to please stay away from the Chevron. As you've heard, he has 38 cycles. Just to cover the open cases, he has a 24 CR 007458F. for theft by shoplifting and obstruction of a law enforcement officer. That was a $1,000 surety bond that was provided by Your Honor on November 2nd of 2024. He then had a 25 CR 002800F for criminal trespass and damage. He got a $5,000 pretrial services bond on May 19th, 2025 by Judge Morrow. He then received a $5,000 surety bond by Judge Brooks on 24 PI 009126. That was for burglary, 2 counts, criminal damage, and obstruction of a law enforcement officer. He got that bond on January 8th of 2025, and then had a 25 CRSC, 000470 case, which is criminal damage, criminal trespass. He got a $1,500 surety bond on that case by Judge George on May 22nd, 2023, and then got a bench warrant that was issued on him on May 6th of 2025 on a 25 CSC 002616, terroristic threats and acts, interference with government property, and obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Just due to the sheer nature of his charges and the fact that he has so many open cases right now, it is currently set at a $600 surety bond. I would normally not ask for this on a theft by shoplifting, but we're asking for a $1,000 cash bond. Stay away from the Chevron gas station at 507 Joseph E. Lowry Boulevard. No further contact with Madhav Avora, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. That's all for the state. We would like to sound for Mr. Avora, although I do not see him here on the Zoom.
Ms. Pinto?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Coffey is 48 years old. He's lived in Atlanta his entire life. He has 2 children and 2 grandchildren, and he helps pick the grandkids up from school, that type of thing. His whole family is here in Atlanta. He did graduate high school. He's not currently working because he's waiting on disability. He was shot in the back, and he actually has his disability hearing later this week. I understand that there are a significant number of open cases and some history. He cannot post a monetary bond, so we would still ask for a signature bond. He expressed that he needs assistance with substance abuse, so we would ask for services regarding that. He also wanted the court to know that during his arrest, he received significant injuries, including a broken foot, bruised rib, and stitches. And he's also supposed to be getting prescription medications that he normally gets from Mercy Care, but he has not received any at the jail yet.
Okay. Unfortunately, I think his bond is surrendered in one of them. Which case is that?
The one from 2-3 weeks ago.
Right.
25 CR. I'm sorry, I'm trying to write down all these numbers. 25 CR 3458.
002-800.
25 CR 002800. And that was
F.
4,000 F. And that was a $4,000 signature bond through pretrial.
I think it was 4 or 5.
Okay.
I had 4.
Okay. And has that been surrendered?
It will be out the court.
Okay. Mr. Kofi, so I'm not sure if you're aware, but when you are granted a signature bond,
Yes, Your Honor.
pretrial services, and if you get arrested again, that signature bond gets surrendered. So that means that your signature bond is off the table now, and I will amend the bond in that case to a $1,000 surety bond.
Your Honor. May I please?
I'm not finished yet. I'll let you speak, but I'm not finished yet.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And then on the theft by shoplifting at the Chevron gas station at Joseph E. Lowry, your bond is going to be $50 cash only. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, and no firearms. And you stay 200 yards away from the Chevron gas station at 507 Joseph E. Lowry Boulevard. So for the new case, it's a $50 cash bond. For the case from recently, that's going to be a $1,000 surety bond, and all other conditions remain the same. So
Ma'am.
you do have the right, listen very carefully, you do have the right to remain silent, because anything you say right now can and will be used against you. And I'm very concerned because you have more open cases than I care to count at the present time.
Your Honor. I became,
Right, Mr. Cook?
in no way I can pay, Your Honor. I became homeless. So when my disability this week, ma'am.
I understand you have a lot of family, so I'm sure they'll come in and,
I have family, ma'am. Me and my family do not get along, ma'am.
well, I guess this will be a good place to start.
I've been asking out for help. I've been asking out for help. PAD program, social workers, going in and out of jail. I understand that, Your Honor. I cannot change my background, but there's no
Okay.
possible way I can make.
I'm not going to let you out unless you pay the bond. I'm not letting you out unless you pay the bond. Otherwise, we'll see you on June 24th.
God bless your heart, Your Honor.
You too, sir. Make sure you do not return to any of these locations.
Yes, ma'am.
Number 11.
1111, okay.
And Your Honor, on that case, did you do the no further contact with Mr.
No, I'm so sorry. It was stay away
Avora?
from the Chevron and no contact with Mr. Abora. Okay. Position 11, we have Carlos Alberto Nino Lopez, accused of loitering and prowling from June 6, 2025. Mr. Nino Lopez, my name is Judge Lal. Do you speak English? Well, okay, good. Your case number is 25 CR 0032208. Mr. Nino Lopez, you've been advised of your right to remain silent. Your attorney is Mr. Rogalski, and I didn't have any GCIC on him. Mr. Howard?
13, 2024 probation, 22 probation, 2021 DUI conviction. That's it.
All right, Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. This happened June 6, 2025 at Georgia Tech NAA Dining Hall located at 120, North Avenue Northwest in Atlanta. It was around 4:02 a.m. Officers observed a person sitting behind a bike rack at that location. They shined a flashlight on the defendant, who got up and walked away. He was later located at the Burge parking deck still on Georgia Tech property, sitting on the ground. They questioned him as to why he had been at the bike rack. He claimed he was trying to get home. They asked him if he had touched the bikes. He said no. They then reviewed the camera footage and confirmed that the defendant was pulling on the bikes inside the bike rack prior to the officer seeing him there. As you've heard, this defendant has 9 cycles, none for theft, and 3 cycles out of Texas, again, none for theft. They appear to all be DUI related. We are agreeable to an SOB through pretrial services. Stay away from all Georgia Tech property, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. That's all for the state.
All right. Mr. Rogalski, with regards to Nino Lopez, it's going to be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial services, level 1. Within 30 days, he must provide us with a current valid mailing address, and he'll need to file that with the court within 30 days. He's to stay away from all Georgia Tech property, no illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. Mr. Nino Lopez, you cannot drink any more alcohol because you'll be subject to random screens by pretrial. Thank you.
Number 13.
This is 10 Liam 10. Mr. Tan is accused of simple battery family violence from June 6, 2025. His case number is 25 CR 3211Y. Mr. Tan, you've been advised of your right to remain silent, and your attorney is going to be Mr. Rogalski. This is his first arrest. Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. This happened June 7th, 2025 at 1015 Wordsworth Drive in Roswell. Officers spoke to Mr. Tan, who is Andre Tan, who is 17 years of age, who said the defendant, his father, told him to wash the dishes. Mr. Tan stated that the defendant stated Mr. Tan became openly disrespectful, which led to an argument between the two of them. The defendant then slapped the 17-year-old Mr. Tan out of anger, which resulted in a physical altercation between those two. Ms. Gong, who is here on the Zoom, who's the mother of the victim, stated she had her youngest son call the police when the fighting began, but once she realized that it had died down very quickly, she had her son hang up the phone, not realizing the police were already on their way. Mr. Tan, the victim, stated he was upset with his father because he had washed dishes the entire week prior and he felt overburdened. They began arguing, and that's when the defendant slapped him. He has no prior history, and we did have a chance to speak with Ms. Gong. Ms. Gong stated she is asking for no further violent contact. I will state that we have not had an opportunity to speak with the son, and Ms. Gong stated she does not, her son was being defiant, and that is why she believes this incident occurred, and that it was discipline. I will state the state agrees to SOB through pretrial services, no further violent contact with Andre Tan, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. We are going to ask for a parenting class just to help maybe alleviate some of what's happening here and find a better way to redirect. That's all for the state. We would like to sound for Ms. Gong, but I would advise that Ms. Gong is not the victim in this case, and her son is 17 years of age and able to speak for himself.
Thank you, Ms. Gong, for being here, but I don't think anything needs to be added. Mr. Rogalski is going to be a 1,500 signature bond through pretrial services, level 1. He will report once a month. He will attend and complete 2 anger awareness classes, and within 60 days to enroll and complete 1 qualified parenting class. Hopefully they focus on corporal punishment. No violent contact with Andre Tan and any other members of the immediate family. He may return to 1015, what was it, Wordsworth?
That would be, yes,
Yeah.
1015 Wordsworth Drive, Roswell.
All right. Mr. Tan, this is a domestic violence case. You don't have to pay for your bond today, but you must comply with the class requirements and the parenting class requirements. If you and your attorney work with the prosecutor, I can foresee a favorable resolution, but you would have to comply with the conditions of the bond. No further violent contact means there cannot be any future physical or verbal altercations between you and Andre and any other members of the household. Understood? All right, thank you.
Number,
Your Honor, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to let the court know I'm available to do the translator interview whenever that can be orchestrated.
Okay, I didn't know they had not spoken. Deputy, how should that be arranged?
we got for the officers to come in. They want to do the breakout. I mean, the interpret case. She had to do.
Which case do we have presently?
Number 17, Mr. Whitehead. He's gonna log on in courtroom 1.
Okay.
Stand by.
All right, so Miss Pinto and Miss Fariba, as soon as courtroom 1 comes on the Zoom, we'll place all three of you in a breakout session.
Thank you.
All right. Quintarius Montres Whitehead is accused of hit and run, failure of the driver to return to the scene of the accident. And this 1 count is from January 4th of 2024. Current accused case is 25 CR 3222Y. Yep, there are 3 2s there. Okay, so it's 3222Y. And Mr. Mr. Whitehead, you have been advised of your right to remain silent. Your attorney is Mr. Rogalski. I understand that Mr. Whitehead has an open felony case, 24 SC 006153, as well as a bench warrant. Ms. Falk?
And a 2024 hit and run.
Okay. Ms. Falk, anything to add?
Yes, Your Honor. So firstly, the state did add a second charge of striking a fixed object. We did striking an unattended vehicle, excuse me. We did email out that information to the public defender's office, the clerk, and all relevant parties. I just wanted to let the court know as well. This occurred January 4th of 2024 at 3390 Camp Creek Parkway in East Point. Michael Clemens stated that the defendant's vehicle collided with his 2023 Hyundai Sonata while the defendant was attempting to park. The defendant got out of the car, looked at the damage, and then fled. Went into the Olive Garden, picked up his order, then got back in the car and left. Failed to notify the victim, Mr. Clemens. The video captured the accident and the defendant fleeing, and the defendant was ID'd that way. He has 14 cycles. That is correct, being held on that FTA on that case ending in 6153. He's currently being held on no bond on that. That's for 2 counts of aggravated assault, robbery, possession of a firearm, and simple battery. This case, he currently has a $10,000 surety bond set. We are agreeable to reducing that to a $1,000 surety bond, which would be $500 per count. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons. No further contact with Michael Clemens. That's all for the state.
Any objection, Mr. Rogalski?
Yes, Your Honor. So I did just want to state, after talking with my client, he had believed that he had already paid the bond in this case, and I do just want to put that on the record. I can't verify that myself, and as an officer of the court, I will not tell you that I was able to verify that. But I did want to just relay my client's recitation to you as well. I do also want to request that he does have a signature bond. I know he is being held on that other case. I also understand the nature of the charges there as well. But I did just want to put that all on the record for the benefit of my client. He does have strong community ties. He has a good job working in the warehouse and Walmart in Union City. He's also a licensed auto dealer. He made it to the 12th grade in school. His whole family is here. He has a 20-year-old daughter. So he has very strong community ties. We would just be requesting a signature bond in this case. And I did want to put all that on the record for the benefit of my client.
Thank you, sir.
And
Just,
sorry.
just a brief digression. Mr. Jordan, could you please courtroom 1, Miss Pinto, and well, they're all there. All right. Okay, courtroom 2, please unmute. Mr. Whitehead, according to your Georgia criminal history record, this is your second hit and run charge. Listen first.
Yes, ma'am.
I will inquire as to the nature of this prior case and if you posted bond on the same incident, but I want you to remember that you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say about the facts or circumstances of the case, your statements can and will be used against you. All right. So if you want to waive your right to remain silent, that's entirely up to you and your attorney.
Yes, ma'am. I paid bond at free at last. They said right now they willing to verify that I paid bond. She said she don't know why I'm over here because she paid bond and we now got a court date.
Okay. Where were you arrested before you paid bond at free at last?
East Point City Jail. I paid East Point City Jail.
East Point City Jail. When was this?
I can't tell you an exact date, but they pulled me over for the warrant, and I went to.
I don't need an exact date. I just need maybe a month, a season.
I paid. I want to say you could say December last year. No more than November, December last year. I paid and got out. It's on record right now. I report every month to the probation.
Of 2024.
Yes, I report every month to the bonding company. I just reported right now. She's on the phone. Well, I had her on the phone. She'll tell you right now that I report every month. I never got a letter or nothing. Same as with my FTA on the other thing, ma'am. They didn't send a letter. I got the what's it called, with the motion of dismiss. They filed it already. They said that the letter will return back to the courthouse. We had to pay.
When you were arrested at East Point City Jail,
Yes,
what
ma'am.
were you charged with?
Hit and run. They brought me in for the warrant on a hit and run. I bonded out.
And what was the incident date for that hit and run?
It was the one at the Olive Garden. I only have one hit and run. I never got arrested for another hit and run. So this is the only.
Mr. Rogalski, we'll have to verify with free at last that the incident date and the incident location matches with the case at East Point City Jail. I'm currently going to issue a bond for $1,000 surety, and we're going to reset this case to the Monday C calendar. And if the PD's office verifies that he's Mr. Whitehead, by the way, the bench warrant that you have is in felony court. Right now, this is misdemeanor. Listen very carefully. This is misdemeanor state court. So I don't have jurisdiction to set aside the bench warrant. So you'll have to wait till you address that with the Superior Court judge. And you might want to contact your attorney who's handling the felony case to address that. But right now, I'm going to reset this case to Monday, the C calendar at 2:00. And if it turns out that it's the same case, then I will amend. Then that bond should be amended to a $1,000 signature bond through the jail, or dismissed, depending on what the state wants to do with the information.
All right. I appreciate that. Thank you, because I only got that. And I was trying to say, I work. I done been here 3 days, and I'm gonna lose my job if I be here Monday. They already done did the warrant saying that they finna lift the warrant for me. I just need to know who can I talk to so I can pay. I pay for the FTA. Just so
All I can tell you, Mr. Whitehead, is make sure you have a good address and that you keep in regular communication with your attorneys about your court dates. I cannot tell you anything else beyond that. Good luck.
Your Honor, just to let Mr. Whitehead know, a motion to set aside the bench warrant was filed by his attorney in the Superior Court case on Friday. So they just have to place that on the calendar and have the hearing.
Okay.
And just for the court's edification as well, Your Honor, I did recite that to Mr. Whitehead, and I've also sent an email over to his attorney in that case to notify him of the status.
All right. And if you get information from the bond, please send it to Ms. Falk, and it's simply a question of just sending me an email for a bond modification.
Okay, can I tell Jet to call Mr. Andrew? The pre last contact Mr. Andrew. Can I get his number so I can call downstairs and we can call him on three-way? They're verified right today.
All right, Ms.
I will.
Go ahead,
I
Mr.
will.
Kowalski.
I will call Free at Last after and get the verification needed, so that way, hopefully, this can get resolved.
Thank you.
All right. All right. So this is a $1,000 surety bond, 500 on each count, and that is reset to presently it's going to be reset to June 9th at 2 p.m.
Okay, and Miss you say I filed, so Monday I should hear something back
Yes.
on the FTA, what I'm asking?
Yes.
Oh, not about the FTA, about this bond.
I'll try, I'm sorry, y'all. I was asking the lady who was telling me right here, I was trying to ask her what she was saying about, I filed Friday, and when would I hear something back about it? That's what I was asking.
On your bench warrant, you will hear from your attorney who's handling the felony case. That's in Superior Court of Fulton County. For this case, you will hear back on Monday.
All right, that's what I was saying. She said I filed in the, not federal, but in the felony court Friday, right? She said we filed already. I was asking.
Mr. Whitehead, it's filed on Friday. It will be heard when it gets calendared in Superior Court from that judge when he decides to calendar it. We don't know what date that is.
Right there.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I think we are we're gonna wait. Do we have any other cases? Let me just check. I thought we had
position. I have to have an announcement. Add on position number 1, Mr. King, is a reset MH, and position number 14 is a MH reset.
Okay, let's talk about these MH resets. So Arthur King, is that the matter that you sent the email, Ms. Falk?
No, Your Honor, that's position number 14, which is Miss Uehara, who's been reset twice already. We asked at the last court date, SEA yesterday, that they have a cell phone available to take upstairs to speak with Miss Uehara.
Okay. Deputy, what's the chances of we doing a first appearance through a cell phone at the jail cell?
The thing is, she pretends she can't hear because she's trying to get us to open the cell door because she's trying to run away.
Right. And the thing that we discussed yesterday, and I'm sure the courtroom too, I don't believe it's the same deputy, but the thing that we discussed yesterday with Mr. McLean was that the state, if you take the cell phone upstairs and indicate to her that the state and the defense have agreed to a signature bond, she is not, I don't think that will, I think her hearing will improve if she knows that everyone is agreeing to a signature bond and she could get out today.
I am one of the officers. Both times I went up there myself with Mr. McLean, so I experienced her actions because she tried to run a couple of days ago.
All right.
Right.
What are the terms of the bond?
So someone to go up there with the phone, right? I don't have a phone at this moment.
I just need the terms of this consent bond.
Right. The state is agreeable to a signature bond through pretrial services level 1. We are just asking that she stay away from Bacchanalia, which is the restaurant where she ate quite a bit. That is located at 1460 Ellsworth Industrial Boulevard, Northwest in Atlanta. We're also just asking that a social worker does not have to meet with her, just attempts to meet with her prior to her release. She doesn't want to talk to the social worker, that's fine by the state. This is her, just to let the court know, this is her first arrest. Is that correct, Mr. Howard? And she went into the Bacchanalia, ate over $1,000 worth of food, and then stiffed them on the bill.
Oh, it's not an inexpensive place, that's for sure. Bond is set at $2,000. It's a signature bond through pretrial services level 1. She reports once a month, and she stays away from the Bacchanalia restaurant at 1460 Ellsworth Industrial Boulevard, and no illegal drugs and no weapons. Next court date will be mailed to her current address.
If she don't show up to pretrial, she getting a bench warrant.
She doesn't
Is
have,
this MH?
not necessarily, but
She
I
just don't
will.
want to be bothered. Okay.
Right. If and I'll recommend a social worker visit, and she's free to speak with them or free to dash away once she takes her orientation with pretrial. All right, so just to go down the calendar before we bring the folks out from the breakout.
Your Honor, really quickly, position 16, I don't recall going over that case. Damon Walker.
Damon Walker,
What's
Deputy,
the wrong?
do we have him on the GCIC?
He's on there.
He's
I
on the
got it.
calendar, position 16.
Okay.
And his charges would not, I don't see how he'd have bonded out on those charges. I can go back and check.
He went to felony earlier for ag assault. I know he's still there.
Okay.
Right.
As soon as the deputy unmutes, we'll find out.
Okay.
Your Honor, I think I might be able to shed some light on this situation, just for the court's edification. So I did speak to Mr. Walker. I conducted a full interview with him. What I do know and what I can see from Odyssey there is that I don't believe he has a bond on that other case. With that stated, I don't know if he had gotten brought up already to be addressed on bond there and got denied bond with that, or if he is waiting to be brought in to felony first appearance. That much I do not know. However, upon speaking with Mr. Walker, I will say he was somewhat angry at that moment. And I don't know if this is a scenario where he had just left. What I can state as his attorney is he did not verbally waive his appearance to be here today. And I did believe he was going to be brought. However, I do not know what kind of state of mind he's in terms of being able to be brought down for not for MH reasons, but more for.
He's upset.
He's combative.
Yes.
All right. So what I'm going to do is wait till the deputy is available to give me an update. Maybe she will have some information. But going back to the calendar, the add-on position number 1 is going to be a MH reset to Monday, June 9th at 2 p.m. Position number 1, Kofi, is a $50 cash only bond. And his other open case bond is going to be amended to a $1,000 surety bond. And that was 24 CR 000336C, and both cases are going to be reset to June 24. For position number 2, Mr. Cook, that's going to be a $3,000 surety bond, and the case is going to be reset to June 24.
I got cash bond.
Oh, see, all right. Sorry, it's a cash bond.
And Your Honor, that is the 336C case.
Is that the 336C case?
Yes.
Okay.
Kofi is the 2800F case.
2800F case. Okay. Mr. Jordan, have I confused you? Oh, you're more instead than I am.
I got it, Judge. So he already had $1,000 surety on the other case that you were talking about.
All right. So I just need to give you an amended order for 336C. That part I do have my notes clear. Okay. Position number 3, we're going to address. Position number 4 is a $4,000 signature bond for pretrial, level 1. Amber Evans is a $1,000 surety bond. Position 6, Gully is a 1,500 signature bond to pretrial level 1. And then 7 is a 2,500 surety bond. Position 8, Hilt is a 4,000 signature bond to pretrial level 1. Position 9, Jones is a $1,000 surety bond, reset June 24. Position 10 is a $1,000 signature bond to pretrial level 1, random screens. 11, Nino Lopez is a 2,000 signature bond to pretrial level 1, random screens. 12, Pullins, and that's a 2,000 signature bond to pretrial level 1 with a parenting class. 1310 is a 1,500 signature bond to pretrial level 1 with anger awareness and parenting class. We're going to get to 14. Just give me a minute. And then 15, Vanis is going to be a $1,000 surety bond reset to June 24th, along with 25 CR 002034B. And
Why I had
Your
2,500?
Honor, I had same 2,500 on the surety bond, and you modified the
Pre-trial bond,
2034 bond to a $1,000 surety.
that's what I got. So sorry about that. I'm trying to put a star next to the bond orders that I have to do, so sorry. Okay, yeah, what you said was correct. Walker,
He got no bond and felony today too.
Okay.
I just found out.
so I don't know what's going on there, so we'll find out with positions 14 and 16. And then position 17, Whitehead, is a $1,000 bond, but reset to the C calendar on June 9th at 2 p.m. It can be amended to a signature bond through the jail if it turns out that his East Point case is a duplicate of this matter. Okay. All right.
Were there any conditions on 17, Judge?
Oh, no driving unless he has a valid driver's license, adequate insurance, and proper registration.
Thank you.
Mr. Jordan, can you send a message to the breakout room that we are ready to address the case now? They need to come out of the breakout, please. Thank you. Jeffrey, are you in courtroom too?
I am.
Okay, we were just curious about position number what was it? Position number 16. Demond Walker.
Oh, Mr. Everett Walker is his private counsel, and he reset the case due to him not getting a bond early in felony court.
And what was the name of the attorney?
Everett Walker.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So he has private counsel, Edward Walker, and the case is reset to June 9th at 2 p.m. And this will not be a Riverside issue.
Well, that answers my question, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, just hoping, there we go. And Mr. Jordan, if you can stop the live stream, please.